boy. Them wish I never made it at the champion, boy. Nah, man, I don't a songsters, boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion, boy.
Red Stripe Football Monday is coming tonight from the Harbourview Mini Stadium. They call it the Compound. It's a cool night here, and we're getting, for the second time in a week, an opportunity to see five-time champions Arnett Gardens, and they're looking for a victory tonight against Harbourview. Two former champions, Giants of Casafa football, battling tonight, but 1/5 in the table at the moment. Harbourview, Arnett Gardens 7th in the standings at the moment, both looking for a win tonight, George, to secure themselves in the top 6.
Yeah, still the first round is the round where you can't afford to make mistakes. It's the round where you can afford to not be at your sharpest. Neither of these two teams at their sharpest, both in a rebuilding phase, especially Harbourview more so than Arnett Gardens, and it remains to be seen if these youngsters can take Harbourview back to the giddy heights of championship contenders, and it also remains to be seen whether Alex Thomas can make the Junglists a feared team in this league once again.
Yes, that's for sure. This is the 11th round coming to a close tonight, and the matches started on Sunday, and we had almost all drawn results, with the exception of that Mount Pleasant Cardinal Benbow getting the score there to defeat Dunbeholden by 1-0. 1-1 in 3 games. Humberland, UWI, Portmore, Waterhouse and Tivoli Gardens Malines, and no goals at all between Vere, the promoted Vere, and the Cavalier. So we're hoping that this doesn't set us up for a draw tonight.
Yeah, the portents aren't good. Usually the system suggests where there are goals on Sunday in Sunday's games, there are goals on Monday. Let's hope that this Monday night game bucks that particular trend. But how does the table look after Sunday's games? There's still the 4-point buffer between Mount Pleasant and Waterhouse, the leaders at the top. Waterhouse sitting pretty, only lost a game this season. Humberland have only lost once as well, but they've drawn 6. Andrew Price won't complain about that though, with his team sitting pretty in 4th. And what about the two teams at the bottom? Vere and UWI both groping for real form and consistency, while Tivoli Gardens have turned, Lance, to Glendon Admiral Bailey, trying to revive their fortunes and to repeat the trick of making them champions.
Yeah, which you have done before. So let's see how Tivoli will respond to Admiral Bailey being their new coach. Harbourview, with a victory tonight, will join Mount Pleasant on 19 points, but it's unlikely that they will displace them in 3rd spot, because the Mount Pleasant goal difference is so significantly better than theirs. Arnett Gardens, with a victory tonight, will move up into 5th place, and we think probably challenge Harbourview based on the goal difference. Harbourview have really struggled against Arnett Gardens. They failed to beat them in 3 outings last year. They haven't beaten them since March 2016, so they've gone 3.5 years now, this Harbourview team, without a victory over Arnett Gardens. But they are 3 points better than Arnett Gardens at the moment in the league, and that is an indication that they may have a shot tonight.
5 goals in the 3 games between these teams in recent times suggests that it will not be a free-flowing affair. We expect a game of attrition, much like we saw at the Arnett Gardens home ground last time when they played Dunbeholden, but that game produced 4 goals, and I'm hoping against hope that even if it follows type allows for goals to be scored, and I'm really hoping that the fans get some goals tonight.
Yes, that's for sure. One of the other factors that Harbourview will be liking is that their home record this season has been pretty solid. They've won 3 of their 5 home games. Only Waterhouse have caught more home points than they have, so Harbourview pretty strong at home.
Yeah, if Harbourview can keep the ball for the duration of this game, meaning if they can hog the possession, take the lion's share of the possession, they'll be on their way to victory. They will they are depending on some very young players, some players who are unproven at this level, making that transition from the schoolboy level to the senior level. That is a part of the reason why Harbourview have been struggling in recent times, because that has always been the case. If these youngsters can spark lands with the guidance of the youngsters, maybe Harbourview are in for a better 2019-20 season than the season before.
Yes, that's for sure. Left Mount Pleasant.
It's not just sports. SportsMax is your production house for live entertainment broadcast.
Put your
most prolific goal scorer in the past 3 seasons, and they'll need him to find his boots again. As you said, George, he looked a lot better in the second half last week than the first, and he got 2 goals, so he's off and running. Their leading goal scorer, Vishnal Harris, out of the match tonight because of a red card last week. Obviously, an Arnett Gardens team without Vishnal Harris has problems.
Yes, indeed, and he represents one of 2 changes made from the starting 11 against Dunbehold. And Steve Clark, who started that game, sits on the bench this evening, and Kemal Malcolm comes into the game. However, you and I know that Kemal Malcolm plays best with Vishnal Harris when those passes are played from midfield, which he can sprint onto. The responsibility on the Arnett Gardens midfield tonight is to give him that kind of service.
Yes, that is for sure. So Arnett Gardens successful against Harbourview for several years now in the Premier League. Harbourview looking for their first win over Arnett since March 2016, and they have the tools tonight, we think, to make a good fist of it. They are 3 points in front of Arnett Gardens in the present point standings as they sit 5th, and Arnett Gardens are in 7th position. It's a pretty cool night here. The field, not that bad. Their captain, the standing captain for Harbourview tonight, John Luca Levy, did tell me that the last outing was pretty bad for them because rain had fallen, and when the surface dried, it got very tough and bumpy. It's a lot better now than it was then.
I heard you in the zone update. You attempt, your brain wanted to tell your lips to say that this is the hardest field in Jamaica. And I'm saying Lance is a wicked man because Lance's home field at Barbican, that is concrete.
They're not in the Premier League.
No, but I'm
they're
talking
not in the Premier League, George.
But it's a technicality because it was recently a Premier League team, and we know, Lance, that Barbican followed by Constant Spring.
Yes.
Those 2 by far are the 2
I would accept Constant Spring now because they are back in the Premier League as a venue.
And it's no criticism. It is what it is.
They hadn't been before.
All right, let's talk about some other sports that are on Sports Facts as we look to the coming week. Oh, Sunday. There's a Sunday game in the RSPL coming up very, very soon. And guess what? It's a Sunday with a difference on Sports Facts. This is the first time we're doing a nighttime Sunday game in the RSPL. 7:30 p.m. That's the pre-game show. 8:30 p.m. kickoff. 8 o'clock p.m. kickoff, rather. Cavalier against Arnett Gardens. That is the contest on Sunday. Yeah, so it's not Red Stripe Football Monday, it's Red Stripe Football Sunday. All week we'll be having a lot of schoolboy football and the channels. St. Andrew Technical, they battle Jamaica College in the Manning Cup. 2:30 p.m. That's in the Eastern Caribbean. And then Kingston College and Camperdown, Manning Cup again, Tuesday 4 p.m. That's in Jamaica, 5 p.m. if you're in the Eastern Caribbean. What about the Da Costa Cup, the rural area competition, sponsored by Water? Clarendon College meet McGrath, Wednesday 3:30 p.m. for the viewers in Jamaica, 4:30 p.m. for those outside of Jamaica. Sports Max 2. And Cornwall College battling Dintil, Wednesday 6 p.m., 7 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean on Sports Max 2. What about the Champions Cup, Lance?
A pair of matches coming up on Saturday. Clarendon College, reigning La Costa Cup champions, they're taking on Cornwall College. That's a repeat of the La Costa Cup final of last year. That has a 3:30 kickoff, 4:30 Eastern Caribbean time. And then look at the 2 colleges. Jamaica College against Kingston College. That's Saturday at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. That's the ISA Champions Cup on Sports Max coming up on Saturday. And because of those 2 semi-final fixtures, we are guaranteed a rural area versus urban area final in the Champions Cup. This is the Red Stripe Premier League. It's Monday Night Football. Arnett Gardens at the compound visiting Harbourview. Back with more of the build-up after this.
This is a nonsense argument. And what
So why the paint part of the building orange? Ounce.
Who did?
And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears. Action on Mondays on the home of champions.
Let's try Premier League champion, boy.
out for the backflip. How do you like that? Teofimo Lopez, showstopper.
Just about 20 minutes to the kickoff here. We are under clear skies and cool conditions here at the Harborview Mini Stadium. And not much chance of rain tonight, although it's pretty humid. And that wind feels a little bit more than 17 kilometers per hour. And as a result, we're not taking our jackets off tonight in the commentary booth because it's likely to get a little bit more nippy than it is right now.
Oh yes, the only ground where we don't take our blazers or our jackets off as we look at the Harborview Club profile, a club founded in 1974, located in the constituency of East Rural St. Andrew. It's Kingston City. Last season they were in 9th. They've lifted the RSPL 4 times, but the last title coming 6 years ago seems a generation ago because it's been so long that Harborview have not been competitive. Look at this man, Decoy Williams, has played at Arnett Gardens, played there with distinction. Didn't quite happen for him at Portmore United, and now he's at Harborview. At his best, he's a strapping defender, reads the game very, very well, doesn't lose one-on-one challenges with the tricky forwards, but it's been a while since personally I've seen Decoy Williams have a good game, and that's because he's been hobbled by injury. It's not an indicator of his ability, but he is a player whose career has been affected by some knee issues, some leg problems over time. This man playing for Harborview, Tevin Scott, plays in the midfield. He'll have a very important role tonight because a lot of the attacking impetus that Harborview will hope to display must come from his promptings. A player not experienced at this level at all, and he'll be matching wits against some really top players from Arnett Gardens, where the Premier League is concerned. In that context, that's what I'm speaking about.
Gregory Bartley now makes the decisions at Harborview. Here's what he had to say pre-match.
Gregory Bartley, a tough assignment against Arnett Gardens, but you are at home. What do you expect from your boys?
I expect the best from them this afternoon, and I'm expecting to come out with a victory.
How have you prepared tactically to counter Arnett's strengths tonight?
Well, we know exactly what a typical Arnett team will look like, and what we are prepared to do is we're not going to be doing anything different this evening. We are prepared to run with them, keep possession of the ball, and of course we're going to be attacking the goal straight through.
Right, so an important point that, because I was wondering if you were planning to counter-attack them, sit back, soak the pressure. You're going to go on the front foot from the start?
No, we are going to be going on the front foot. We are an attacking team, and we notice that when we play at home, we have been getting good results. In fact, only 2 goals we have conceded at home, and so that we believe that going on the front foot from the beginning.
Many people looking at Harborview would not be able to identify many of the players because they're not household names as happened in the past. You have some youngsters here. Are there any players who you expect to be catching the eye of spectators with a good performance tonight?
Well, yes, I expect Norman Campbell to be there in and around there. We also expect local John, and we are expecting Jabari as well.
In terms of the overall campaign, based on how the season has gone so far, is this team where you would want them to be, or are you off the pace based on your own personal projections?
No, we are exactly where we want it to be. We wouldn't mind if we had gathered another three points or so on. That's exactly what we were looking at. But we were looking at finishing in the first round in the top 6, and we are there at the moment, and we'll take it up from there.
The pressure on you to deliver is enormous. Harborview is a top club. It's an elite club. How are you wearing that responsibility?
Well, it's not really a pressure for me because the only thing that I've done at Harborview is to deliver. Over the years, I've been delivering at Harborview.
Gregory Bartley there, the coach of this Harborview team. Now here's Arnett Gardens, 5-time champions. Their latest title came 2017. They've been champions twice in the last 5 years, but they're struggling to find their best form. Last season they were uncharacteristically not among the top flight and got into the playoffs, but were eliminated in the first stage of the playoffs, and this year, under a new coach, they're trying to repair the damage.
Yeah, the RSPL Arnett Gardens, in terms of league titles, they win their titles in bunches. If you can draw inferences and draw conclusions from their 5 titles so far, they have long fallow periods, and their fans will be hoping this is not one of those. Ricardo Oldham plays in the midfield. He's a defensive midfielder, very hard tackling. I think his passing could be better, Lance. I'm not pleased every day with every game with his distribution, but in terms of an eye for a tackle and an appetite for a physical battle, you can't get more robust midfielders in this in the RSPL than Ricardo Oldham. What about Fabian Reid? Turned this one home for his first goal last week in his first game in the Premier League this season. Was in Georgia in Europe trying to secure a contract. Not everything went well. He was back for that game where he scored twice, and as we said, he was like a ring rusty boxer, Lance, who over the first 6 rounds didn't convince and was trailing on the judges' scorecards, and then in the second 6 rounds, the next half of the fight, he came alive and won that fight with through the knockout blow. That's what he did to Dunbeholden twice on Monday last.
Yeah, prolific player. Alex Thomas, the new coach at Arnett Gardens, confident going in here.
Alex, big assignment against Harborview. A win pushes you right up into the top 6. The 3 points would do. How are the boys prepared for this encounter?
We're well prepared for this encounter, and the main focus tonight is to get 3 points.
Officially, Harris out on a red card. You must restructure the midfield. Then, who have you brought in, and what do you expect of that player?
We brought in young Romaro Gotchi, and he has been doing well for himself in practice, and he get the opportunity tonight to make use of it.
Your boys were rather wasteful in the game against Dunbeholden. You had chances to score more than the 2 goals you did. Fabian Reid didn't look sharp in the first half, but he came alive in the second. Have you worked on finishing in the past few days?
Yes, we work on it, because that's what's plagued us in from the season starts, and we've been working in and around the box. And tonight you see a lot more of that tonight. You know.
On the point of Fabian Reid, he came back from a stint in Georgia. You had him fresh, and he gave you 2 goals. Has he looked sharper at training? Do you expect more from him?
Expect more from him, and he's getting there. You know, I don't want him to put much pressure on himself, but he understands the task ahead, and he's ready for tonight's game. You know?
Dunbeholden found things tough scoring so far this season, but they got 2 goals against you. Does that cause you concern about the quality of your defending?
Not really. 2 goals, but 2 simple goals, mistakes, but we have to learn from our mistakes, a goalkeeper error, whereas he should have collected the ball and then argue after, but he come with experience, and we talk to him, and we just keep motivating him, and we're working together, and tonight games are going to be a difference.
Harborview are usually tough on their home patch. What kind of game are you expecting from the hosts?
It's going to be an end-to-end action tonight, playing against Harborview. They are they are a tough team to play against, and we understand that. Also, us is a tough team to play against, but you're going to see quality football tonight.
So, closing in on match time here, our first fixture at the Harborview Mini Stadium tonight. Next week, Sunday, because of an international that the Jamaicans are playing on Monday night, Red Stripe Premier League football will be live on Sportsmax on Sunday night, and it's Cavalier against Arnett Gardens. So 3 weeks in a row, the ex-champions will be in action against an exciting Cavalier team. We have ISA Champions Cup football coming up Saturday on Sportsmax. The 2 semi-finals. Here's a repeat of the Costa Cup final of last year. Clarendon College, the reigning champions, up against Cornwall College, and that's the early game, 4:30 Eastern Caribbean time kickoff, and then look out for the 7 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time kickoff. 6 o'clock here in Jamaica. Jamaica College up against Kingston College, KC, the reigning Manning Cup champions, and that is going to be a double header to look out for. 4 of the most powerful teams in schoolboy football in Jamaica. The Arnett fans are here looking for a result tonight against Harborview on a cool night. We hope the action, though, will be hot on the field.
one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a podium and sing it and ten ton. Red stripe, watch out. Man, shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him all up and boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah, yo.
Red Stripe Football Mondays at the Harbourview Mini Stadium tonight on Jamaica's south coast, and it's Harbourview at home to Arnett Gardens, two former champions battling here. 9 titles between them, 5 for Arnett Gardens and 4 from the Harbourview team, and the fans are in the stands setting the vibes.
My name is Ian Quayle. I'm living in Harbourview, born and grew here. Played for Harbourview the last time, 92. Well, I predict Harbourview will win 2-1. And the side is just start to gel as a team. And we was hoping for the best for them to carry through to the season and thing. You know what I mean? Hope so we can win the league, because long time now we don't win the league. And the side is really young, you know. I'm the telecall for Mario Campbell and Alvin Bez, how we want to name. Yeah, those two are my two main strikers, them, you know. But I predict them will win 2-1.
My name is Clinton Thomas. I'm from Arnett Gardens. The score gonna be 2-1. Arnett Garden 2, Harbourview 1. Well, my team gonna play excellent tonight. I think we strengthen our defense, and we strengthen the goal scoring. So I think we're gonna get a good match from Arnett Garden tonight.
Harbourview win.
So both set of fans confident that their team will get the victory tonight, but clear that this is going to be a tight game tonight, because neither of the two fans, George, suggesting a huge victory, both marginal wins.
Yeah, because they recognize that both teams are on the up. They've not consolidated at a good level just yet, and neither of them brimming with confidence. It's just hope. That's what's driving their optimism at this point.
Arnett Gardens in their traditional red and black outfit, Harbourview in blue and gold. Okito Nicholson is the man with the whistle tonight. And the FIFA Fair Play anthem takes the players onto the field. There's Gianluca Levy, who will captain this Harbourview team tonight in the absence of regular captain Ajani Talbot, who has international duties with Jamaica.
Welcome to the Harbourview Football Stadium in this evening's Red Stripe Monday Night Live football game.
We're about to have the national anthem as part of the build-up for the fixture. We're just about 5 to 6 minutes away from the kickoff.
National anthem facing the flag just forward to my left.
The Harbourview captain's armband tonight, and the Harbourview fans here hoping to get a result tonight. They haven't been champions, this Harbourview team, since 2013, and they had won 3 titles in the space of 7 years, 07, 2010 and 2013, so there was that patch for them that they were strong with titles. There's their starting roster tonight, missing Ajani Talbot. There's Decoy Williams in the 27 shirt, the 33-year-old central defender who played on championship winning teams for Arnett and Harbourview. He's back here at Harbourview now. Romario Campbell in the number 26. Norman Campbell and Jabari Howell, 2 19-year-olds in this Harbourview roster.
Yeah, the 2 Campbells are going to have a very important role if Harbourview is to win this. Tevin Scott plays at the point of the attack. Lewis and Campbell behind him. Then Levy, Howell and Campbell across the middle, and the back 4 Staple, Williams, Simpson and Harding. I expect Romario Campbell to play a central attacking role. The graphics suggest that he'll be on the left. He doesn't operate well from there. Well, certainly hasn't done so in the past. Expect him to be prompting from a central position.
The Arnett Gardens team, coming off a 2-2 draw at home against Dunbeholden last week, will be sporting 3 changes to their starting roster tonight, as Kemal Malcolm, Ramon Reed and Romeo Guthrie are in for Steve Clark, Lamar Neal and Vishnu Harris. Interested to see what the number 17 Romeo Guthrie serves up tonight. A 20-year-old former Charlie Smith captain, and he has big boots to fill tonight.
Yeah, Fabian Reed plays up front, Paul Wilson, Kemal Malcolm behind him, but expect Malcolm to be playing the furthest forward, trying to at all times, well, as often as possible, to cut in from that left wing. The key is how quickly can they release the ball to him. He's a player, Kemal Malcolm. He needs a quick release from midfield. If he gets those and gets into a rhythm running at the defenders, Arnett could be in business, because he does know how to find the back of the net.
That's right. Referee Nicholson about to get the signal for the kickoff, as we are pretty much ready. It's going to be Harbourview with the kickoff, with Tevin Scott standing over the ball, with Campbell. Oh, Campbell goes through the legs of Guthrie early. And Harbourview, as Coach Bartley had told you, George, they'll be rushing at goal consistently and frequently.
Yeah, you're at home, you prompt the pace at home. That's what confident teams do.
Read across. Harbourview's defenders tackling. Oh, Guthrie steals the ball but commits a foul, says referee Nicholson.
The correct call.
There's young Guthrie, captain of the Charlie Smith Manning Cup team 2017, and is in tonight for Vishnu Harris.
Yeah, we've seen so many Charlie Smith schoolboys make the transition to the Arnett senior team and excel in the Premier League.
Bartley calling the shots for Harbourview.
Perhaps he'll be insulted if you say he's a coach, because he says that, look, I'm a technical director, which is a distinct and a different role from that of a coach.
Yeah.
Paul Wilson had a good outing for Arnett Gardens against Dunbeholden. As we look at the Arnett coach, the number 10, big jersey to fill for the diminutive player. And for large parts of that game, when Arnett were on top, it was because Paul Wilson was having success on the ball. Let's see if he can repeat the trick here.
Yeah. Nesbeth with a throw toward the 18-yard area. Wilson recovers for Arnett. McGregor unchallenged at the back for his Arnett team. And now the goalkeeper, Rodriguez, gets a touch off the ball. Reed protects the ball well, but passes badly. Arnett hustling in midfield, though. That's Oldham. Wilson. Still Wilson. Martin under some pressure from Scott. Harbourview pretty solid at home so far this season, winning 3 of 5 home games, collecting 10 home points. Wilson thinks he was fouled. Referee Nicholson didn't think so. Here's Campbell. Tripped by Tamar Edwards. Free kick to Harbourview in a threatening position, probably 28 yards out.
Yeah, tripped there cleverly, cutting inside the defender and running across the defender's path, so almost as if they clipped heels. Didn't intend to foul him, but Campbell knew what he was doing. Cut across the defender. This was a foul. A handful of jersey there for Keita Nicholson. Had VAR to help him. Well, let me not say that, because VAR isn't really helping anybody, eh?
Luca Levy, free kick for Harbourview. Several Harbourview players on the edge of the 18 looking for scoring opportunities. Arnett's on the ball. Malcolm, does well to get in the box, Malcolm. You can't really make it count. Harbourview attempting to pass their way out of trouble, but losing it here. Malcolm.
It's a case of Arnett on top in these opening few minutes, though. They have this menace about them already in the game.
And they'll have the confidence of knowing that they have dominated this Harbourview team for several years now. Having said so, most of these Harbourview players on the field at the moment haven't been roughed up by Arnett, because this is a fresh-looking roster here for Harbourview.
For real.
Wilson, good pass inside. Arnett looking sharp. Guthrie. Martin. Reed, former UWI man. Malcolm. Reed does well here. His pass inside, though, is cut off. Malcolm finds his way back. Fabian Reed looking for a scoring opportunity, but he takes the ball away from goal, looking for room, but creating a bad angle.
Yeah, body's in his way just now. Looked up, didn't see the goal. Looked up again, didn't see the goal, and took 2 touches to find that sighter. Nice pass played in by Kemal Malcolm, and just the delay there, the hesitation, not because he wanted to, but the man was blocking his path to goal.
Fabian Reed prolific in scoring for Arnett Gardens. So many red shirts in the Arnett Gardens attacking zone now, looking for goals. Nesbitt heads on. Malcolm didn't get the first header there. McGregor. Oldham.
Nice idea, poor execution. What he wanted to do was to bend that with the outside of the right boot into Kemal Malcolm's pass, but then he ended up hitting it too straight. That's the captain, Ricardo Oldham. Hard tackling, as I said. I just think he can be a little bit better with his passing, and then he'd be an even better player than he is now. But a very intelligent young man, and a good player to captain this Arnett Garden side, I think.
Yeah. Crunching challenges in midfield. McGregor. Intelligent. Reed. Aiming there for Wilson and almost got to him. Yeah. Wilson would be penalised there. He was going for the ball, but he had his studs up, and he takes a yellow card for it.
Yeah, O'Shane Staple feeling the pain there, the right back, who's been involved in a lot of the action. That's Tamar Edwards. And so far, Edwards' play, this is the studs up. Yeah, that's our booking. Edwards and Oldham in tandem very rough and tumble central midfielders. They are the ones where Arnett Gardens have dominated these early exchanges in the midfield. They've won the ball back quickly, hustling the Harbourview men whenever they get in possession.
Staple doesn't get by McGregor. Good chested pass by Reid. Arnett's high press game giving Harbourview some trouble here because they haven't had a lot of comfort coming out of their defensive third.
It's not just sports. SportsMax is your production house for live entertainment broadcast. Contact production at sportsmax.tv.
Reid. Guthrie wants it back and gets it. It's cross inside, disappointing. Here comes Malcolm. Oldham can't get through the hard tackling Harbourview men.
Yeah, Nesbitt was screaming at him to his left to lay the ball off into his path because he had a free run into the box. Call wasn't heard. Miscommunication there. Campbell wanted Campbell wanted Campbell to run into space. Romario wanted Norman to do just that, but Norman was caught on his heels, caught flat-footed, much to the annoyance of the older man.
This is Reid for Arnett. Decoy, Williams, hard tackling, strong effort from distance from Jabari Howell.
Yeah, I tell you what, Decoy Williams, as we saw that shot, took something out of Fabian Reid's ankle just now. Everybody heard it in the stadium, but referee Okita Nicholson said no foul. These two former teammates, yeah, definitely caught him on the leg for sure.
Yeah. He was a part of the Arnett Championship winning roster back in 2017, Decoy Williams, and also played on the Harbourview Championship winning team back in 2010, so he has had success with both these teams. Decoy Williams,
a fine defender at his fittest, for sure.
Campbell. Arnett's tackling has been robust in this game so far.
Yeah, Howell took a shot just now, still lying on the turf.
Lewis. And now some attention for Howell.
See that incident again. The ball, they have taken a shot on the elbow when he fell. You mentioned the fact that Harbourview last won the league in 2013. The reason it seems so long ago, although 6 years is not yesterday, is because they've not been competitive since that time. This is Howell. A clash with Romeo Guthrie, and then he hits the ground hard, this hard turf, with the point of the elbow. Yeah, so if Harbourview had been competitive, playing in semi-finals and deep into the playoffs and so forth, then it wouldn't seem as if the drought was so long. But they won the championship and then fell right off.
Yeah, they did. And the past couple of seasons have been pretty poor for them.
They've been trying to not get into a relegation scrap.
Yeah.
That's what Harborview have come to. I find that shocking.
Did ease themselves 5 points above the relegation zone last year, but for long periods last year they were threatened with the drop. Lewis, Reed, wow, and Nesbitt crashes the ball into Lewis while he was on the turf, and referee Nicholson didn't like it. The yellow card comes out.
Unnecessary from Al Nesbitt and a justified booking.
Yeah, the foul by Reed, and then Nesbitt shows no sympathy, bangs the ball into the 21-year-old. Yellow card to Al Nesbitt, back in Arnett Gardens colours, so spending some time at Cavalier. Reed turns right into Nesbitt. Wow, too much there for Ezra and Simpson.
And now he has to sprint back to get to his central defensive position.
Harborview looking for an opening now. Here comes Campbell. Some trouble here for Harding. Oh, he does well. Just missing on the far post. Timur Lewis sliding in, but arriving late.
Excellent chance by Harborview. Very well worked. Harding seemed to be in no man's land, and this ball by Norman Campbell, the flicked header, didn't clear the lines by the Arnett Gardens defense, and Lewis should have scored. Ought to have tapped that in. What a chance. Harborview, though, have worked themselves back into this game after the hot Arnett Gardens start where they dominated the first 7 minutes.
Reed, Guthrie, Wilson. Poor pass by Wilson. McGregor. Edwards for Arnett. Nesbitt hooks the ball high into the air. He's looking for Reed here, but doesn't get to him. Levy wins the ball for Harborview. And now Lewis. Good passing here from Harborview in midfield. Nesbitt drags Romario Campbell to the floor. Nesbitt already on a yellow card, so he'll be well advised to be careful with his challenges now.
Yes, indeed. Ripping the left shoulder of Campbell's jersey. I was about to remark that part of the problem Harborview had early was that they weren't able to get this man on the ball often. He's the conductor of the orchestra. He's been brighter in the past few minutes, and therefore so has the team.
Campbell started his long Premier League campaign right here at Harborview before going to Waterhouse, then Humberland, and most recently at Mount Pleasant. During that time played well enough to earn the admiration of then national coach Winfred Schaefer. Had 8 caps for Jamaica. Romario Campbell.
Man, I can say about him the same thing I can say about so many players in this Premier League. No doubt talented, but physically they don't take care of themselves enough.
Guthrie does well here. Malcolm. Oh, Guthrie wants the ball back. Oh, the dummy. Doesn't travel through to Guthrie, though. Wow. Yeah, the build-up looked promising there for a moment for Arnett. Oldham slides it inside.
Very good from Oldham, the disguised pass. They all thought he was going to go outside to the overlapping man running into the right-hand channel, but tried to find Fabian Reid, who was on the penalty spot. A nice rhythm to this game so far, Lance, it must be said. On a cool night, a good night for football.
Yeah, it certainly is. And a lot of intensity being shown by both teams. Sharp, strong, robust tackling, and no quarters being given in midfield. Wilson with a corner kick for Arnett, who have 6 red and black shirts in the box. Nisbet tries to get there. There goes Reid. Guthrie strikes. Appeal for a handball. Referee Nicholson says no. Arnett keeping the pressure on. Wilson. Still Wilson. Too close to goalkeeper Smith. Good passage of play there by Arnett, but they're now under pressure because the swift counter-attack comes from Romario Campbell. Oh, his pass is short.
Yeah, excellent from Tamar Edwards, though, who had the wheels to get to Romario Campbell, block his path, force him to come inside.
Malcolm. Reid. Reid over the top with a left-footed strike.
Very good defending from Decoy Campbell, though. It was a very good pass into Reid's path. Perhaps his control wasn't velcro enough for the ball to sit ideally for him. This is Kamal Malcolm's pass, and Decoy Williams getting across to him very quickly. The hulking figure he sees coming across in his eye line. This is the handball shot. Yeah, that's a handball, referee. But I'll give him a pass. He doesn't have the benefit of the replay like we do.
Yeah.
But look at how fast or quickly Decoy Williams closed down Fabian Reid just now, Lance. And the ball was on his unfavored left foot.
Yeah, he uses former teammate, so he knows how deadly Reid can be in situations like those. He has scored 35 goals, Fabian Reid, in the last 3 years of the Premier League. By far, Arnett Garden's most prolific goal scorer. No one is even close to scoring that many goals.
And you can add to that apart from Portmore's Javon East, there isn't a player in the Premier League who has those numbers.
No, for sure. Way over the top, the effort there from Jabari Howell. Lennox Russell is the next highest Arnett scorer in the past 3 years with 12, and Malcolm 11, Marvin Morgan 10. So Reid at 35. Those stats tell you just how prolific he is for the red and black.
Yeah, that's the Yeoman in the side. Y-E-O man.
Spent some time in the TNT Pro League with San Juan Jablote. Fabian Reid. Here's Ramon Reid, the former UWI man, going all the way. Simpson gets in the way. Now a free kick to Harbourview. Harbourview trying to get their transition play going before the Arnett players recover. Campbell. Levy. Still Levy. McGregor gets in the way. Oldham. Oh, Decoy Williams with a header. I think that's a foul on Oldham by Simpson.
No, it's a throw to Harbourview.
Okay.
Part of the reason why I rate Fabian Reid so highly. Look, centre forward, lone striker is not a role most players want to play. He does it every day, doesn't complain. He works so hard, so good with his back to goal, which is such a special quality for a front man to have. As in that moment just now. That's a little part of why he's so good, Fabian Reid, at this level.
Yeah. Guthrie. Malcolm does well here. Simpson fouls him. Free kick to Arnett in a threatening position. The yellow card will come out for Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson angry at his captain because he says, you forced me into making that challenge because you let the player run by you too easily and I had to foul. Oh, it was a sweet turn from Kamal Malcolm. Look at this. Knew he was coming and says, I'm gone. Ezra Simpson says, not quite.
Malcolm threatening on his best days. And earns a free kick, which he may want to strike himself. Although we're seeing Wilson standing over it, along with Reed.
Tamar Edwards is there. Did score a fine free kick last season at Arnett Gardens. And we wondered why he didn't score more.
Yeah. Doesn't score many in the Premier League, has already scored one so far this season. He said that strike last year reminded him of his Manning Cup days at Charlie Smith. Let's see if he's the one striking here and he could serve up another. In the 19 shirt, Wilson is also behind the ball. Edwards with a strike, a deflection.
Handball appeal again, the appeal ignored.
Yeah, that ball did travel through the Harbourview wall at hand height, but I guess a replay would confirm whether it did strike hand. Nesbitt. Free kick to Arnett.
Handball into Tamar Lewis.
Yeah, here's the kick. No. Yeah, right into the elbow.
Well,
but that's Arnett,
yeah, his body was behind, so. Yeah, but then again, the handball rule is. I don't even know what's right anymore, I'm telling you.
Well, you see, as long as it strikes your hand,
there you go.
It's a penalty. Edwards. McGregor, who has played with a lot of assurance at the back for Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, in his debut season last year and so far this season, based on what we've seen of him. One of the few players for Arnett Gardens who was consistently good last campaign. There were many others who that can't be said of them.
The fans riveted to the action here. Howell's pass out isn't good. Reed wins it for Arnett.
At this moment, it's as if Harbourview have no midfield. They're not exerting any presence whatsoever. They're being overrun by Tamar Edwards and Ricardo Oldham. And the attacking midfielders for Arnett Gardens, Paul Wilson having a ball. The youngster, Guthrie, having a ball as well. And the Arnett forward seeing much of the action so far. The home team someone needs to put their foot on the ball, so to speak, in that cliched way, Lance, and bring everything together.
Oh, the play is still alive. I think Levy thought he was fouled. Campbell. There goes Levy. Oh, Campbell's first touch is poor, but the strike from Tevin Scott.
Opportunistic. The Arnett Gardens defenders were sleeping. The ball was miscontrolled by Norman Campbell, and then the concentration dropped, and this man just nipped in. Look at this, just nipped in right there in front of McGregor. The ball rebounded off Tamar Lewis into his path, and his opportunistic effort straight at Rodriguez.
So of the two defense lines, Harbourview have been a lot more busy in this fixture after 25 minutes than the Arnett Gardens defense line has.
And he has seen a lot of work, the Harbourview right back, O'Shane Staple.
Outside of the 7-0 thrashing they suffered at the hands of Waterhouse back in September, this Harbourview defense line has been pretty solid. The wheels just came off on that afternoon and they lost 7-0. But in the other 9 games they've played, they've only conceded 6.
Outstanding that.
Romario Campbell. Oh, likes to have a lot of the ball, but the short passing game not working there for them. The speedy Malcolm goes through.
Undone by the surface there. This ball, I commend the players tonight. You can't dribble the ball for more than 2 touches without it bobbling. And it just kept bobbling on Kemal Malcolm. He wasn't able to move as swiftly as he wanted to.
Simpson trying to get the ball away, but here comes Oldham for Arnett. Levy on the. Oh, he's knocked over by Malcolm.
Yeah, 2 Arnett players already in the book, and 1 for Harbourview. But no yellow card on that play. The Arnett Gardens team in the middle of the park, just more aggressive than the boys in gold and blue so far.
Campbell in a midfield tussle for the ball. Wilson can't set himself up for a shot. And here comes Staple now for Harbourview. Campbell likes to have the ball at his feet, Campbell. Staple. Reed goes through the legs of Williams, thinking that the onrushing Guthrie could have gotten there in time, but he didn't.
Unlucky though.
It was deliberate, that play.
Yes, it was.
Edwards displays a lot of comfort on the ball, Tamar Edwards. 25-year-old former Charles Smith player, Edwards. And so many of these Arnett Garns players have a Charles Smith background.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you see midfielders and you wonder why they don't use their arms much more than they do in the tussles. Edwards is one player we don't have to tell that. Arms always flailing. Very difficult to win the ball from him in a duel.
Harding with a long clearance downfield. Campbell to his captain Levy.
Overload.
Just too much on the cross.
Yeah.
Invites the challenge from Guthrie for Arnett to just allow the ball to run through for a throw.
It was 3-on-2, which is what I meant by overload. Three attackers and 2 defenders, yes. But the cross wasn't good enough.
Oldham gets a knock on the head there and wins a free kick for Arnett.
Has had a good game so far, the Arnett skipper. But he'll be disappointed they haven't found the back of the net yet.
Had played for Arnett Garms Alex Thomas, now the coach, at a time when Arnett were pretty strong as well. Campbell. Scott. Good pass inside here. Oh, but Campbell didn't read the pace of the ball and waited on it. And the ball stolen from him. Reed. Guthrie. Malcolm. Strike over the top.
Just enough from the defender to put off Paul Wilson. Could have been in the NBA.
Yeah.
Where he wouldn't be regarded as very tall.
Nicholas Beckett, the former Harbourview captain, on an injury break and now has to watch the action from the sidelines there in the blue cap. Side technical director Bartley.
Campbell seeing a lot more of this football now for Harbourview, but still they're being pressed back by a more robust Arnett Garns team, and a bit of handbags over there. Kemal Malcolm involved in a shoving match with the young left back Harding.
Reed. Guthrie. Good passing from Arnett. Wilson through to Oldham, but just a little bit too straight for the captain. Harbourview in transition. Oh, delightful ball wide to Campbell. Campbell darts inside, but wastes the ball and apologizes to Scott.
Yeah, ball bobbled a bit. But Wilson really having a good game for Arnett Garns. Here he goes again.
He may want to strike this, no. Malcolm. Oh, the cross back. Oh, that was the headed effort by Fabian Reed that just missed the far post.
Oh, that was a glaring miss from the marksman. What a beautiful passage of play. They got the ball on the turnover on Arnett Garns, and the counter-attack launched from deep. Paul Wilson slips Kemal Malcolm in, allows it to run as far as he could, and oh, well, in the end it's a difficult chance, to be fair. Tried to find the top right-hand corner.
Yeah. So Reed, who had a double last week against Dunbeholden in the 2-2 draw, ruining the opportunity there to make it 3.
I'm taking back the excuse, Lance. A player of his caliber should score that. If I miss that, you can say, well, there you go. Rough housing from Ramon Reed. Tevin Scott getting what you call in wrestling a clothesline.
Yes, Scott in some discomfort. Harborview's leading goal scorer this year.
This is the play. Ooh. Reed will, to his defense, Reed was saying, I was going for the ball hard, and what did you expect me to do? Dissolve? For him to
so easy. Joaquin against David Soria from the penalty spot.
Rodriguez in the Arnett goal. Howell. Campbell looking for some support on the left flank. Wow. I think he got a bobble there. And now he has given Simpson a lot of work. Reed fouls Simpson, and luckily for Harborview, the play is called back because Simpson was now out of position, and Arnett were in a position to make them pay.
If ever a player was happy to be fouled, it was Evan Simpson right here, because he was being boxed in by 2 Arnett players because Oldham was coming to help Reed close him down.
There's Simpson with a free kick for Harborview, the team that has displayed real fluctuation. Oh, the nutmeg from Lewis. And he falls Reed. Free kick to Arnett. Lewis displays real skill there.
Oh yes, excellent. That's a salad. Ooh, Nesbeth, you're gonna be on the highlight reel, son. I can tell you that. You're going on the Sportsmax Zone tomorrow.
And Nesbeth has to be careful because he's on a yellow card for a challenge on Lewis earlier on in the game, so he has to be treating Lewis with kid gloves now.
Destroyed. You want that to happen on a Sunday when there are no TV cameras.
Oldham having a positionally a lot more forward position now than we're accustomed to seeing him.
Yes, and he's given, it's almost as if he has a free role. He's been predominantly on the left, on the right rather. No, he's on the left. So give him free rein, the captain, to attack.
Good passing here from Harborview. Campbell darts away down the left. Has a lot of pace, Campbell. This past summer was on a trial with Stoke City in England, arranged by the former Stoke City Premier League player Ricardo Fuller, Manning Cup champion with Jamaica College. And he is using his pace here to give this Arnett Gardens defence line a lot of concern. Staple. Wilson challenges successfully. Reed's first touch not as good as it needed to be.
Yeah, I knew what he wanted to do. Spin around Ezra and Simpson and have a go at Nicoy Williams.
Ooh. Reed has space, but Simpson gets there before him.
And sensibly realized he was isolated, the Harborview central defender, and said, you know, there's no shame in conceding a throw.
So Arnett continuing to put the pressure on, but no goals yet in this fixture. Harborview's defence line has stood up well. Nesbeth. Here's Oldham. Goes into the box, Oldham. Oh, the header by Guthrie goes wide. Should have done better.
Wow, how is it that a man is about 5'7" tall win that header in the box, Harbourview? Oldham gets lucky. Lots of nice ball into the right area. Guthrie stealing in, but can't connect properly.
Yeah, the 20-year-old in the starting roster tonight, in place of Vishenal Harris, who is out on a red card. And he had an opportunity there. Under some pressure, though. Lewis, skillful. Staple goes away down the right. Oldham tracking back.
Yeah.
Gives up a corner.
Captain doing it at both ends. Almost created a chance just now and back in his 18-yard box to defend.
Levy's corner. Simpson. Oh, his attempt there was to chest the ball down to Campbell. Howell gives the ball up. And they're depending on Malcolm's pace here.
Wow, what quick feet from Paul Wills. Knew exactly what he was doing there, from one foot to the other. Almost like an old-fashioned mother cooling tea from one cup to the other.
Yeah. Howell under some pressure there because he knows how speedy Wilson is, and he was obligated to make the challenge.
We saw the speed of Kemal Malcolm just now, what I meant by the early release. Wilson knew he was on his bicycle and he sent him on his way.
King Smith, 23-year-old goalkeeper, former Bull Bay Major League winner, also under 20 Casafa League champion with Bull Bay, signed up now by Harbourview and has a shot-stopping job to do now because Malcolm and Nesbitt are standing over the ball. And there are 5 Arnett players in the 18-yard box looking for scoring opportunities. Make that 6. No, 5. Because Wilson stepped in and stepped out. Nesbitt with a strike, but it's over the top.
Yeah.
Got a lot of power, but harmless in the end. Less than 5 minutes to the halftime break.
Has a hammer of a left foot, Nesbitt, and made no secret of the fact that he was going for brute force with that effort.
Yeah, Harbourview's defenders have stood up well here. Fluctuating defensive records for Harbourview this past couple of seasons. 2017-2018, they were the best defensive team in the league, conceding just 22 goals then. Or even Portmore, who were the champions, conceded 25 that season. But last season they were awful, 2018-19, to be among the worst. 48 goals they conceded last year, more than double the number they conceded the year before. Only the relegated Mobay had given up more goals than Harbourview did last year, so the huge difference between what they gave up in 2017-18 and then last year. Malcolm, very tricky on the ball. not sure that was a foul, was it?
It wasn't.
Oh, right. He went for the ball and got it. It was a strong challenge, yes. But I think Wilson didn't expect it, so he was unprepared and didn't brace himself.
It was more upper body than anything else, though.
Yeah. But Mario Campbell, they call him Rum Rum, looks in good shape. Turned 30 years old last month. And looks fitter than he was at 27.
For sure, as you would say.
Guthrie. Malcolm. First touch not as good as it needed to be. Arnett searching for some holes. Reed goes for the effort, but that's way wide.
Yeah, not what the doctor ordered at that specific time. From a good player, Ramon Reed.
Yeah, it was a standout for UWI in their debut season 4 or 5 years ago when they narrowly missed the playoffs, and did well the season after that when they made the playoffs, Ramon Reed. Now with Arnett Gardens. Campbell goes wide. That's Harding. Scott looking for some support on the front end. Levy gets Harding in. Oh, Reed gets in the way. And then collapses. Well, the whistle has gone and he continues to lash out at Harding.
Lucky not to get a booking there.
Yeah.
What was he doing right here? I'm trying to figure it out. Catch it on the chest, okay.
Yeah, but that was still a risky play given the fact that they were Harbourview players in the vicinity. And this excessive fighting for the ball even after the whistle had gone. Campbell with a free kick for Harbourview. We're into stoppage time. 2 minutes added on. And Harbourview looking for a strike before the break. Howell is upset at the call.
Yeah, I would be too if I were him. But there was a battle royal in that box as the corner was about to be taken hands between Nesbitt and Decoy Williams. Two big men jostling for position.
There's Decoy Williams. Had a brief stint at Toronto FC in the MLS as well. Reed trying to turn Williams. Can't. Wilson's cross. There's Harding getting in the way. He's giving up a corner though.
Good defense, good clearing header from the defender. Paul Wilson though has had a very good first half.
Yes, he has. The Harbourview defense line has stood up well. I'm not sure what happened to them in that Waterhouse game in September, George, when they lost 7-0. But outside of that, this defense has been stout. Wilson threatening. Nesbitt comfortable to take the throw. Not much time left in the half.
The same thing that happened to them is the same thing that happened to me on Saturday when I took away 2 of Georgia Sang's jockeys' titles in Jamaica. Unbelievable.
4-time champion jockey Georgia Sang was here for the Diamond Mile weekend. Twice champion at Woodbine in Canada. Harbourview under pressure. Edwards goes for goal from some distance, but lobs harmlessly over the top. So I think that's going to do it here for the first half.
If I were to give a player of the first half, I'd be torn between Edwards and Paul Wilson. He's been outstanding tomorrow.
Yeah, Edwards has been solid. Wilson has also been very, very prominent, has had a lot of time on the ball, but the referee Okita Nicholson has seen enough of the first half here. A tense battle here between these two teams. Both teams exercising a good transition game, because they've been quite a number of cases when the teams have given up the ball in their defensive third or lost it in their defensive third, and then the action goes swiftly back the other way. So at halftime here, no goals here between Harbourview and Arnett Gardens, two multiple ex-champions. Arnett 5-time champions, Harbourview 4-time champions. No goals yet between these two teams. We'll be back with a halftime show on the highlights after this.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan up pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watch out, watch out, watch out. Man shall I let forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him all again boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah.
Continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude, and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
It's not just sports. SportsMax is your production house for live entertainment broadcast.
We are ready.
The rule is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude, and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
It's not just sports. SportsMax is your production house for live entertainment broadcast. Contact production at sportsmax.tv today.
Don't be a New Year's resolutionist. Check out our Start Now program. Start working on the body you want today. No, the body that you deserve. At Express Fitness 24/7, your goal is our mission.
Here between Arnett Gardens and Harbour View at the Harbour View Mini Stadium. They call it the compound, and it's been a tough, robust and grueling first half here without goals. A couple of opportunities for both teams, and one here from Harding. He's close to the corner flag, and the ball whipped in here by Campbell. Arriving late, Timar Lewis just sliding in late and missing a great opportunity.
Almost an assist from Ramon Reed, and then Arnett Gardens on the counter-attack. Look at Fabian Reed, his first touch not quite good enough, and Decoy Williams closes him down like a freight train. Paul Wilson playing it back. Scott swivels and shoots, but straight at Rodriguez. And then here they come again, Arnett Gardens. Wilson will free Kemal Malcolm to his right. Malcolm hooks a pass, a cross in, which Fabian Reed could not steer into the top corner, towards the top corner. Well, not towards it, because it did go towards. He wanted to steer it into the top corner, and he missed. Nesbitt exchanging passes with Oldham. Oldham will get lucky, gets the break, puts the cross in. Guthrie. His connection not good enough on the header.
Yeah, Harding putting some pressure on him there, but the 20-year-old I thought should have done better still. So those the best chances of the half. 4 attempts on goal by Harbour View, only 1 on target. 10 attempts on goal by Arnett, 2 on target. 18 fouls in the first half. We've already seen 3 yellow cards, 2 of them to Arnett Gardens, 5 corners as well, 3 of them to Arnett Gardens. Both had more ball possession at 54%, but it's been a tight game. We're expecting the same here in the second half as both teams hunt a victory. The Harbour View team will go joint third on 19 points with Mount Pleasant if they win tonight, and Arnett Gardens will displace Harbour View in the 5th spot if they win tonight. So a lot at stake here in the match that ends the 11th round of football in the Premier League for 2019-2020. We're at the compound. This is the home of Harbour View. Here's their season outlook.
Up full. All I feel like, you know, man, I ball.
RSPL. Dear RSPL. Warning.
Warning. Warning.
Don't laugh at anything. Harbour View is going to win this Red Stripe Premier League. Compete.
Harbour View FC will create major impact this season.
And to win the league.
Harbour View FC is going for the championship this season.
You know, man, I feel like.
It's kind of feel a way like didn't make it to the semi-final last season.
I mean, as you know, Harbour View is one of the top teams in the country. Not making the semi-final, I mean, was a breakdown for all of us. A poor outcome because we planned to make it and even win the Premier League, so that was a hard one for us.
Okay, for this season, we know that we are going to be getting into the semi-finals, taking it one game at a time. We are hoping to finish in the top 6 position, that we are hoping to maintain that by the end of the third round. We should be between position 1 or 2.
We have a lot of objectives set for this season, and one of them, which is the main objective, is to win the RSPL. Personal attributes, that's a plus for us, but that is the main objective, to win the RSPL. And every team must know that Abbeville coming for the championship this season, so that's what we're working on, just to get the championship. So we're working to be in the top 6 first, then we take it from there.
Well, for us, we have a very young team, and as you can see, you can count on your fingers how many older players who have played the league.
And the outside. Well done, Tingling, well done.
Our coaches.
The coaches change, well, personally,
well, I wouldn't consider myself as a new coach. I've been with Abbeville over 10, 12 years in what we would probably consider as the glory years, So we really want to bring back the glory years to the present time and to get everybody enjoying themselves like we usually do in those years.
They bring a lot. Since last season, the coaches that were there last season, I think they've done a wonderful job, but I don't know why they walked away. But these coaches, I think they're doing a fairly good job, and so far, so good.
4 midfielders, there are 3 forwards, there are 7 players there on top. So they must always have pressure. Understand? And if you understand, you look on the space.
I can go to them with questions, they give me answers, So I don't, personally for me, it's good, I can relate to them, they can relate to me, so that's not bad. A good relationship. Who was here, him kinda hard on us sometimes, and these coaches kinda go about it easier, so they react with the players more comfortable, and the players get more confidence now, so looking for great things this season. Over the years, our is a possession team, so we just continue the tradition and just playing possession game.
More playing, putting the ball on the turf and rolling, passing it around every team.
We are trying to possess the ball, and play much quicker, because that was what we were lacking last season.
Well, Abbeville traditionally over here always tend to play a possessional football, where we move the ball with short passes, but this season there's a mix between long and short passes, and we don't really want to turn over the ball. We really keep possession of the ball, but if we can get 5 passes and getting a shot to goal, that's our aim, rather than taking 15 passes to get a shot to goal.
Keep the ball moving, keep the ball moving, keep the ball.
They want us to play fast and catch other teams off guard, and I think those things are some crucial things that can kill off games early.
Keeping the ball, thus far that's working, The formation was 4-4-2, a diamond midfield at first. Now the coaches changed to 4-3-3. They play now more Abbeville type of formation, so the players work well with the formation. Our new philosophy is always staying positive.
Abbeville FC will be very competitive. Winning is not beyond our reach, and we are going to be winning the league.
Abbeville will go for the championship this year.
I think we will knock over anything we win in the league.
Abbeville FC will win this tournament, the RSPL. Abbeville is going for the championship this season.
Abbeville is going to win this West China Premier League this season.
Ball for life. Man, a ball for life. I'm Mr. Champion living. Man, a ball for life. Say 1 bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watch out. Man shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him all again boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah, yo.
There was one of the highlights of the first half. Timur Lewis getting past Nesbeth. stylishly. And no goals though in this first half. Harbourview 0-0 at the moment with Arnett Gardens. The Arnett Gardens team looking to protect a 3.5-year undefeated record against the Harbourview team. What will happen here in the second half? Both teams missed opportunities in the first half. And we've had the temperature dropping a bit here since the start of the match, and a slight wind here. We're not too far away from the sea here on the south coast in Harbourview. A couple of 100 meters, I would think.
Handball.
Yeah. Got a bit of a bobble there, so Arnett having an opportunity here high inside the Harbourview half to put some pressure on. Wilson. Well, actually leaving it here for Edwards. Goes straight down the middle. Guthrie trying to send Malcolm going. Again, another battle between Lewis and Nesbitt. Oh, the dummy. Here comes Levy. Levy setting himself. Oh, the deflection. Oh, no, over the top.
Offside anyway. He would have been.
Yes, Scott steaming in there on the far post, but the effort from Levy deflected, I think, by his own player, wasn't it?
Well,
I'm wondering if it was Campbell who inadvertently got in the way. Let's see. Yeah.
So that... Yeah.
Yeah, it was Campbell that got in the way. Left him in a bit of painful blow in the back as well, because Luca got a very, very heavy boot onto that Luca Levy.
The assistant referee spared his blushes though, Scott, raising the flag to indicate offside. So it matters not that he missed. The one place Fabian Reed won't beat Decoy Williams is in the air.
Yeah. Oh, Wilson skips away from Howell. Oldham. Oh, waiting too long with the ball, Oldham, but he gets it back and now loses it. Oh, Reed steals it. Eventually, Stapler, I think it is, that bangs the ball away, just takes the pressure off the Harbourview defense.
Yeah, and Tamar Edwards berating his own captain for taking too long with the ball. Was waiting until Christmas, Lance.
Yeah, which by the way isn't too far away.
But far enough.
Edwards, oh, that's Martin, gives the ball away. Here comes the speedy Wilson, fouled by Scott. Reed inside here. Guthrie. Staple steals it. Malcolm misses the effort. Oh, a collision there between Lewis and there's Campbell now going with a quick pass inside, looking here for the speedy Campbell. Oh, Campbell does really well here. Reed fending off, but unsuccessfully. Campbell! Double save by Rodriguez.
I tell you what, that's the benefit of pace. Ramon Reed was feeling where Campbell was from very early in that sprint because he knew he didn't have the pace to stay with him. Look at him, look at him. Feeling already. And Campbell runs by, he runs around.
Yeah, that had a bit of comic about it.
Oh, yes. And collapses to the turf, Lance.
Yeah, Campbell there with the effort and Rodriguez just making the save.
And perhaps going to the one place where the goalkeeper was expecting him to go. That was a long busting run and maybe he was just winded. collapse to the turf there, and the trainer comes on. But as we look at the Cavalier defender,
Jamoy Topi.
Yep. And
Nicky
Daly. Yep.
Yeah. Ex-Cavalier men, both playing now in the USL Pro League.
Lance Campbell holding the right hamstring.
Wow. Yeah, that's not a good sign for Harbourview, because his pace is certainly tormenting this Arnett Gardens defense line. And things can become a lot easier for the Arnett defense line if Campbell isn't there running at them. Martin wins it for Arnett. Guthrie. Reed. Good passing here from Arnett. Malcolm. No. Wilson. Oh, Wilson tries to slide the ball through to Reed. Didn't get to him.
Nicole Williams read that from last week.
Yeah. Again, Nesmith knocks Lewis over.
To be fair, Lewis stepped on the ball and fell, which is why the crowd, well, a section of it, the Arnett Garden supporters, howled in protest at that call.
Campbell back on. Oh, Campbell gets by Guthrie. That's Romario. Oh, the cross inside.
Excellent defending from Jamar Martin.
Yeah, Martin gets in the way. There goes Harding now. Can he keep it in? Yes, he does. Oh, Lewis tries the scissors kick, but it's blocked. Good passage of play here for Harbourview. Leave it trying to get into the box, but eventually the Arnett defenders stop him. Staple battling Oldham. The speedy Wilson now gets going down the left. Malcolm.
Oh, this is a good game of football, Lance. The first half has been a blur these first six plus minutes.
Yeah. Very intense, these two teams. Harbourview know that if they lose to Arnett tonight, it will not only stretch their lengthy winless record against them, but it also means that Arnett would displace them. What a shot! What a strike from Paul Wilson! Oh my golly! His second goal of the season, and the former Portmore man has Arnett Gardens buzzing at the compound.
Oh my word. What a finish from the best player on the field up to this point. He absolutely deserves it. Took the ball in some space. Look at him, he had time to dress it. And then he kicked the air out of it beyond the despairing dive of Hakeem Smith, bending away from the keeper to his left. Oh my, that's a sumptuous strike from the little man.
Oh, he has a lot to show here for this Arnett Gardens team. Having come back from the USL Pro League with Harrisburg City Islanders, was with Cavalier, but then switched over to Arnett. And now we're seeing the quality of this little man, only 5 feet 4 inches tall.
Harbourview are going to be forced into a substitution, Lance, because Scott seems to be struggling with an ankle injury. The signal has been sent to the bench, and the man is stripping. Well, the man is getting ready to come on to replace him. I'll tell you who in a second. So Harbourview in some problems here. 1-0 down and about to lose their leading goal scorer to injury. Alves, number 20, Mark Alves, set to come in.
Yeah, Alves has already scored a couple of goals this season here for Harbourview. And he will have an opportunity to score against Mount Pleasant in their 2-1 victory in their opening game. And also hit the winner against Dunbeholden last month. So Alves has goals in his boots. And he'll get an opportunity tonight as Harbourview are trying to get back into the game. There's the man of the moment, Wilson, with a pass forward to Reed. Wilson, Guthrie, Malcolm. Arnett would like to get their rhythm back. Edwards, straight pass. Oh, delightful play by Wilson. Oldham. Wilson wants the ball back. Oldham with the step overs. Oh, Arnett beginning to look delightful now. Guthrie doesn't get any power on the header. And Smith has the easy take.
Yeah, the Harborview keeper threw it into touch just so the change could be facilitated, because Scott's struggling with a leg injury, maybe a foot injury. I think it's an ankle.
A busted lip as well from the collision with Ramon Reed. So the confirmation that Alves gets in. And Scott is out. So there are the two top scorers, Alves and Scott, for Harborview. Significantly, it's the table toppers Waterhouse who have all three of the leading scorers in the Premier League at the moment. Kenroy Howell, Stephen Williams and Colorado Murray, all top of the scoring table with 5 goals, and all from Waterhouse. No wonder they are 4 points clear at the top of the standings.
Well, we can tell the viewers this, because it's Arnett Gardens, there's no sitting on any 1-goal lead. They're hunting the second.
Yeah.
It's just what they do.
Howell knocked over.
Yeah, suspected it was the ankle for Scott.
Yeah, so his night is over. And there's going to be a free kick here for Harborview.
Too quickly for the referee's liking.
Kick has to be retaken.
Let's see what these Harborview boys are made of. Ezra and Simpson continuing to complain. And Romario Campbell has looked the sharpest I have seen him in about 3 years. But his team is losing. They need some more from him.
Yes, they do. It was March 31, 2016, when there was a John Ross Edwards double, and also a strike from John Ross Taylor.
Two Harborview men.
Yeah.
One taking out the other.
Wow.
Staple, who has gone through a lot of work tonight, Lance.
That's right. It was Evan Taylor that scored, and John Ross Edwards had a double as well when Harborview defeated Arnett by 3-0 March back in 2016. There have been no Arnett Gardens defeats against them since then. Oh, Guthrie could have done better there. Howell beats him to the ball.
Yeah, Kemal Malcolm wanted him to tow it into his path.
Yeah. Guthrie goes long to the left. Stapler having a difficult time. Eventually gets the ball away.
Kemal Malcolm still seething, Lance. Walking and muttering to himself. Wanted that pass stabbed into his direction so he could just run onto it into the 18-yard box and decide which foot to strike it with. But the ball didn't come.
Yeah, he's searching for some scoring success, Kemal Malcolm. There was a time when he was the leading marksman for this Arnett Gardens team. Back in the 2015-2016 season, 13 goals he had. No Arnett player scored more goals than he did that year. Lewis very quick on his feet. Oh, Campbell, that's Romario, knocked over from behind. Free kick to Harborview, who are in a haste now because they are chasing the game. Levy. Malcolm. Alves sees some room here. Ambitiously goes for the strike from distance. Malcolm. Still Malcolm. Does poorly there. Gives up the ball, and Lewis doesn't make him pay either.
Yeah, what was Nesbitt thinking with that effort? Apologizes. Well, anybody anybody who wondered why this Paul Wilson was given the Arnett Gardens number 10, I'd suggest it's the most prestigious number 10 in Premier League football in Jamaica, for sure, given who the players were, well, largely on the account of one player, the magical Walter Boyd. But in case you're wondering, this short guy wears the Arnett Gardens 10. I think so far tonight you've gotten a glimpse of why. Has manipulated the ball beautifully. Most players have looked uncomfortable dribbling the ball on the surface, Lance, but he has looked so comfortable, switching from foot to foot, running at pace, picking passes, and then that belter of a goal.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons why I was so disappointed with Arnett Gardens' almost non-effort at the championship run last year, because when he left Cavalier and went over to Arnett, I was anticipating a huge impact that Paul Wilson would have had on this Arnett team. Here is Reid breaking free. Offside.
You are correct, because I remember him from his Cavalier days, and I thought, what a wonderful little player. And just like you, he went to Arnett, and I thought, well, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, Reid. Arnett. Guthrie. Oh, he doesn't take the strike. He gives it away to Reid. No, Malcolm with the strike. Coy Williams, though, gets in the way with his big frame. McGregor gets rid of the ball. Good turn by Edwards. Quality football from the Arnett number 19. Now here comes Guthrie. Reid.
Oh.
Wilson was kicked but kept his footing. Oh, good turn. Good football here by Arnett. Malcolm goes for goal. Oh, the rebound. Here comes Oldham.
Offside. That said, it was a tremendous tackle from Staple at the back post nonetheless. He wasn't to know the play was offside, and he got the block in. But Harbourview looking a bit shaky at the back now, Lance.
Yeah, they're beginning to be tested here by an Arnett team that has stepped up a gear. And whenever Arnett finds their rhythm, their opponents usually have problems. Campbell. Still Campbell.
Wrong decision from the young man. With that pace, you don't need to be coming inside. You need to go outside your man.
Oh, Malcolm uses real pace here. Sends Reid going. Two players waiting in the box. Malcolm! What a strike! What a build-up! Arnett 2 in front, and Harbourview in serious trouble at home.
A candidate for goal of the season. He started it, Kemal Malcolm, and he finished it with a plum. Oh my word! The replay will tell you all you need to know about this goal. Kemal Malcolm hunted down the ball. Look at him turning away from his man, leaving him for dead. Look at this run by Fabian Reid, bending his run to stay onside, and then he points where he wants him to run, clips the ball in, and look at this for a finish. Man, that's special.
First goal of the season for Kemal Malcolm, and one of what we think may be many for this 29-year-old former St. George's College Manning Cup winner. And look at him celebrate. Got a start tonight. Not often that we see him playing a starting role. He has played a lot of super sub roles so far this season. He gets the start tonight, and his coach Alex Thomas is rewarded as Gregory Bartley.
Forlorn, Lance, I'll give you the word.
Yeah, his
forlorn.
I think what may have gone wrong here since the halftime break, because this game looked pretty even at the halftime break.
Yeah, Kemal Malcolm, a big friend, a good friend of the DJ Idonia, Lance. Usually you see Idonia at events, you see Kemal Malcolm in the entourage. I wonder what the DJ has to say about that finish, that build up. Oh, it was superb play all round.
Arnett now on top. The no-look pass from Campbell, from Kemal Malcolm, and he's now beginning to enjoy himself.
And we must tell the viewers, Lance, there are many Arnett Gardens fans here.
Yeah, they are. Here comes Wilson, threatening again. Reid. Oh, his pass back to Wilson off target.
And Arnett Gardens have pushed almost the entire Harbourview team back into their own half and deep. They're utterly dominant, the Junglists.
This is the Arnett Gardens that many of their fans know and enjoy. Alves under pressure wins a free kick from the McGregor challenge. Free kick here to Harbourview. Campbell will take it. Can they get a lifeline here? There are many blue and yellow shirts in the box for Harbourview. Martin with a header out. And Reid looking for some support on the front end. Malcolm wants to set Oldham free. Offside.
Yeah, I blame Oldham for that.
He knew where he was.
Yeah, and Kemal Malcolm is angry with him because he's saying, man, you had time to time your run properly.
Oh, what a delightful ball through here to Reid. Well stopped by Akeem Smith in goal.
Excellent save. Oh, Reid would want that back in a hurry. The defense split by Tamar Edwards' pass. Goalkeeper made himself big.
Yeah.
And he's a big lad.
Yeah, maybe he should have chipped the goalkeeper though.
He was trying to go between the keeper's legs.
So Harbourview competitive up to half time, but 20 minutes into the second half now are on a 2-goal deficit against an Arnett Gardens team that looks destined for a result tonight.
McGregor won't have appreciated that pass from Wilson. But he cleaned up. 2 balls on the pitch.
This Arnett Gardens second half performance would have to be one of their most tidy in recent times.
Yeah. Can't recall much of this effervescence in many of their games last season. There's a positivity about their play, a confidence in the ball handlers. The forwards are ticking. Look, a not insignificant point, Lance, as we look at Carvel Stewart, the Harbourview chairman, and Lotto Bernard, the Kingston College coach, and the glasses beside him. The run by Fabian Reid to get onto Kemal Malcolm's pass was a very intelligent run. Some players would have run offside, given where they were when the pass was made. But he just arched his run just a little bit, beg your pardon, to stay onside, pointed where he wanted Malcolm to go, and he kept the ball precisely there. Beautiful play.
Delightful. Nesbeth in another battle with Lewis. It's been one of the sideshows of this match tonight. Nesbeth against Lewis. Guthrie falls. Howell free kick to Harbourview for doing everything in a hurry at the moment. Simpson is in trouble. Wilson steals it. Can the number 10 get a second tonight? Wilson strikes, but the rebound to Oldham, and it's over the top as well.
Yeah, Reid would be angry at Wilson because the pass was always on, but I guess he was just trying for the ball to settle. One of the few times the ball hasn't settled for him on his runs forward. But here he is. The ball just really not settling until that point. By that time, the pass to Reid was no longer available.
Reid wants Malcolm to go right. Guthrie loses it for Arnett. Harbourview having difficulty getting the ball out of their defensive third. Now they appear to be about to do that. Alves trying to turn his man, but he's under a lot of pressure there, and he's now down hurt.
Yeah, Jamar Martin biting repeatedly. And Alves says he was hit in the face. Tamar Edwards also involved in the mix, a rough and tumble kind of guy. I've said that several times, and I'm saying it again. Takes no prisoners in the midfield. Born to play defensive midfield, Tamar Edwards. Jamar Martin first bite. And then Edwards comes in and finishes up.
Alves in some discomfort here.
Two fantastic goals. One, an individual masterpiece, and the other one, a combination from your two forwards. A candidate for goal of the season so far, I am sure, and I haven't even seen most of the goals in the Premier League, but I'm sure you're not going to find many better than that.
Harborview looking for a lifeline. They will get it on that play as Rodriguez is safe at the back and goal.
Yeah, he must be called Rodriguez because he hasn't had much to do on a quite nippy night here at Harborview.
Yeah.
I mean, need a cup of tea soon, Lance.
Yeah. Oh, what a ball. Reed gets in there. Can't keep it though.
Malcolm holds his head. If only Reed could have brought that under his spell, he'd have been in. Was trying to play in Kemal Malcolm, but just didn't have control at the critical point.
Yeah.
What about Malcolm's pass to Reed?
Excellent. Excellent. Malcolm, for several seasons now, hasn't been accustomed to playing full 90-minute games, but I would suggest that because he is so hot at the moment, he will have energy.
Penalty. Oh no.
Referee allows the play to go on. Guthrie thinks he was tripped in the box.
I'd like to see that again, if my director can squeeze it.
There was contact.
A deceptive change of pace. Recognized it was Decoy Williams. Knew he had it beaten for pace. And nah, that's not a free. That's not a penalty. Excellent call by the referee.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess what? Patrick Brown is coming on for Guthrie, who has played a really good game, Lance. The young man needs to be applauded, and he is by the Arnett Garden supporters. Filling big shoes, Missional Harris's replacement, and he has acquitted himself well.
Yeah, small player, just 20 years old. Charlie Smith's captain back in 2017. He has stood up well tonight, and look at the reception he has gotten from the bench. Patrick Brown now in for him, a standout for UWI. Patrick Brown for several years, also played at Portmore and Tivoli. Scored 4 goals for UWI last year. And he's now in the red and black Arnett shirt. Can he, with his extreme pace, which he has, add to the Harborview woes tonight? We've spoken all night about the horrors that Harborview has had against Arnett Gardens for 3.5 years now. And they appear set to continue tonight.
There's something that happened in the build-up to the Arnett Gardens' second goal, which I'm not saying that the goal wouldn't have happened, but you remember me saying to you that Norman Campbell chose the wrong option. He dribbled inside when he had the man squared up, grass to dribble into, and he came inside, lost possession. That's the play that Kemal Malcolm recovered, Lance, to create the second goal.
Yeah, it was. Campbell under pressure. Fouled, free kick to Harborview. We have 17 minutes left in the game, normal time. Time enough for Harborview to score 2 goals. But on the strength of what we're seeing and the momentum of this game, pretty hard to see Arnett being denied at this point.
Oh yes, and I can tell you, this early, Wilson, candidate for man of the match, obviously, but Tamar Edwards has been fantastic for Arnett.
Howell, ambitious with the effort from probably 35 yards.
And being booed by the Arnett Garden supporters.
Yeah. Still only 19 years old. Played, I think, for Holy Trinity and Jamaica College in Manning Cup football. He's had a tough night tonight against an Arnett Gardens team that is finding their long-lost rhythm.
And maybe Coach Bartley, well, Technical Director Bartley for Harborview, will sit his team down in the week and say, the aggression I wanted to show is the aggression the Arnett Gardens midfielders showed.
Yeah, there goes Patrick Brown all alone on the left. Likes to take the ball to defenders. which he tries to do here and fails. Oh, but he gets the ball back. Oh no, but Staple is constantly nagging him. Now
Excellent from Staple.
Yeah, good work by Staple. Brown fresh legs against the Harbourview defense line that would be suffering from some level of fatigue at the moment. So that's a factor that we have to consider. Goal kick.
Change being lined up by Harbourview, number 25, just Sean Anglin. Another youngster being thrown into the fire here. Can he spark a comeback? There's still enough time for that to happen.
Reed standing up well there against Decoy. And there goes Patrick Brown now. Wants to drive from distance.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not blaming a striker for doing that. Kemal Malcolm, though, has some advice for him, telling him what he should have done instead. But look at Fabian Reed just now, Lance. Decoy Williams, the biggest Harbourview defender, in his back, a man bigger than him. And the strength to keep him off, to keep him away from the ball. He's fantastic with his back to the action. The man they call Parco Blacks.
So Timar Lewis exits and just Sean Anglin is on for him. Lewis worked hard tonight without success. And Anglin, only 18 years old, now on the field for him. Campbell. Harding. Alves. Still Alves. Oh, that's the substitute failing to get there. Arnett's defenders laboring to try to get the ball away. Campbell changes the angle of attack here and goes wide to Staple, who is under pressure. Out-muscled by Nesbitt. Simpson. Campbell. Campbell again. Youngster Anglin looking very slow on the ball on those plays when there was some urgency needed.
Not yet to the pace of the game.
Yeah.
One of the features of Harbourview's play tonight, several times they've gone to the edge of the Arnett Gardens box, Lance. Nobody has looked to shoot at goal. It's always the pass on the responsibility. Why?
Yeah, they haven't really looked hungry in front of goal, Harbourview.
Reminds me of myself at the football factory. But then again, I'm playing with top strikers.
Just a few smiles there in the stands, I would suspect, not coming from Harbourview supporters.
Nah, miserable night for them.
Here comes Howell now. Harbourview's unbeaten 6-game run now in jeopardy. Patrick Brown. Oldham. Martin. Nesbitt. Wilson. He wants the ball back, Wilson. Wilson finds Brown. Poor cross inside.
I'm trying to remember if at any point in his career with Arnett Gardens, if Kevin Pele Wilson ever wore the number 10. I don't think so. I think it was another number. But the point I'm getting at, you can pick up, Lance, is a legendary Wilson for Arnett Gardens, and Kevin Pele Wilson certainly was that. A schoolboy legend at Charlie Smith, and transferred the legend to Arnett Gardens. And a different Wilson now set to light up the stage and be the latest cult hero for the junglists. They love their cult heroes in that community.
Yes, they do. Harbourview getting ready to insert another teenager or another youngster. Just saw Messam being told to warm up. Here comes Alves. Campbell keeps his balance well. Alves. Levy. Levy can't get to that throw to Arnett deep inside their own half.
Arnett's intensity has cooled though. The 2-0 lead, it's natural for players to relax a little bit, drop their intensity. And Harborview have come into the game a bit more since that second Arnett goal.
Malcolm goes high with a pass inside, looking for Reed. Malcolm, oh, good pass. Neat from Arnett. That's Romario Campbell to Norman Campbell. Darts into the box, Campbell. Miss kicks. And Edwards is right there with a clearance.
Poor from Patrick Brown. Nesbitt has pace, but he's like a freightliner. He needs time to build up, not quick in short bursts, and he required some nimble feet to get to that one, but he couldn't prevent it from going behind for a corner.
Campbell being chased here by Edwards. Good work. Howell. Effort blocked. Decoy. Williams is now in the attacking third. And Nesbitt takes no prisoners.
Big Nesbitt, that's what he does. Steve Clark is getting stripped and ready for Arnett Gardens. That's Vin Blaine, eh? And the glasses.
That's Vin Blaine. Recently resigned as technical director of Grenada's football. Levy over the top. The Harborview captain striking from outside the box.
Difficult technique he was trying. Ball running across his body. Had to get the timing right. And trying to keep it beneath the bar from that distance. Very difficult skill to execute.
Harborview making another change. And it's Jabari Howell that exits. And number 18, Ricardo Messam, is now on. There he is, the 20-year-old. So young players here for Harborview, but they have a huge job. And 7.5 minutes of normal time remaining here. Confirmation of Howell out for Messam. There's Howell on the bench. It's gonna be
meanwhile
pretty tough for
Paul
Harborview
Wilson.
to get back.
Paul Wilson just went down. The stretcher came on for him, but he's back walking off on his own steam. I think he's just fatigued. Has put in a lot of effort tonight, and he looks gassed to me. I would take him out. I'm leading 2-0, 84th minute. Harborview have been kept at arm's length. Maybe that's the change that Alex Thomas will make to take his maestro out, his midfield maestro.
Yeah.
And ask Steve Clark to replace him. More pace.
Yeah, well, maybe he will use the time to, George, following this strike and a top game, to get his breath back so he can talk to you at the end of the game.
Yes, sir.
What a strike from Paul Wilson. Alves. Oh, goalkeeper Rodriguez having the time of his life trying to retrieve the ball. In the end, he didn't.
Not convinced by Rodriguez. Saw him against Dunbeholden. And right here having trouble locating the ball when he really shouldn't have.
That's Ricardo Messam, the substitute, just on.
Looks as if Wilson is done. Steve Clark is going to come in for him.
So that's pace up front for Arnett. So they're 5.5 minutes away, Arnett, from stretching their unbeaten record against Harbourview to 10 games. Campbell under pressure. It stands up well. Now he's running into trouble. Yellow card to Malcolm.
Yeah, hard foul on the youngster from Kemal Malcolm.
And look at the haste with which Harbourview are getting the play restarted. And now Campbell is limping. Maybe the blow he got from Malcolm, this blow, is just beginning to hurt.
Yeah, Ramon Reed now down for Arnett Gardens. And I'm wondering if this is the passage of tactical time wasting from the Arnett boys trying to run some clock. Steve Clark still off the field, so Arnett down to 10 men. They've been so for the last 3 minutes or so. Referee Keith Nichols not in a hurry to facilitate the change. He's sending for the stretcher for Ramon Reed.
It's been a tough game, George. The first half, although it produced no goals, was robust and frenetic. And the second half, even more so, decorated though with a pair of Arnett beauty goals.
Reed upset. Don't know why. He's arguing with the referee, as the former Speaker of the House of Commons in Britain, John Burke, I would say, from a sedentary position. Okay, so why is he not leaving the field, though, is the question. This hold-up in play is unnecessary, I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
And then he eventually gets up on his own steam. Nah, this is not good.
Well, the referee will add the time on, so...
Has put in a very good shift, though, Ramon Reed, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
And has had to, because the Harbourview players, the wide men, are very fast. The rapid Norman Campbell, Lewis rapid as well. And he's been in battles with both those players for much of the game. As Steve Clark comes in to make Arnett's complement 11, but it's not 11 because Reed is now off, so it's a 10 again.
Yeah.
10 men of Arnett.
Free kick to Harbourview. Can they produce a lifeline here with their captain, Levy, going low with a pass inside? That was... it had a bit of a surprise element to it. This is Alves. Oh, his cross disappointing for Harbourview.
Very good from Clark. Well, Lewis, Patrick Brown looked as if it was going for a corner. He fought until the end and it was only a throw. Ramon Reed looks as if he won't go back in, so another change is going to be made. Looks like the former Wolmer's man, Jawani Hines.
Yeah, Wolmer's captain and central defender. Walker Cup winner he was. Hines, 2015. Was on the Cavalier books at one point.
Wolmer's that year in that Walker Cup run. Never won a game in regulation time, Lance, remember?
Yeah.
Coached by Vassal Reynolds.
That's right.
And now Oldham goes down, the captain.
Campbell. Very, very tricky on the ball. There's a deflection. Clark coming back in defense. His clearance only as far as to Harding.
So Hines will come in for Reed.
So Hines in.
Has always been a big lad, Jawani Hines.
He immediately slots into the defensive position with Harbourview on the attack. Oh, that ball slid off ahead.
Could have been an own goal.
I thought so. I didn't think that came off a Harbourview head.
Well, that's why it's a corner. Look at this.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper frozen at one point.
It was Martin's head. Just sliding off Martin's head. So Harbourview looking for a goal here that could just give them a lifeline, because we could have maybe 3-4 minutes added on for stoppages. Romario Campbell Shoved off the ball by Edwards. Free kick.
Clever from Campbell. He played for that.
Campbell uses his space and gets rid of Edwards. Good cross inside. No one gets there. Alves was on the far post.
Offside, says the referee. Says the assistant referee on the far side, though. What a delicious cross, though. Campbell, a burst of pace, getting away from Tamar Edwards. And look at this. Oh,
wow, he tried to head the ball.
Head and the chest at the same time.
Yeah, he was indecisive. That was his problem.
But he was still offside.
Yeah. So a game watched here by Vin Blaine, who is back in Jamaica after a stint as technical director of the Grenada Football Association. He's a Harbourview man. Oh, there's a Grenadian by the name of Shamari Mark as well, who plays for the UWI Blackbirds, who got a winning goal last night against Empire to send his team through to the semis of the Capella Sports Super Cup in Barbados. Huge fight for the ball.
Excellent from Jamar Martin. Looked as if he was losing out because the youngster, Anglin, looks to have more brawn than him. But wiry and strong is what Jamar Martin is.
Yeah.
That guy looked like Kanye West.
Rodriguez. Well, there's Vin Blaine. Back home. Too sure what position he will now hold now that he's back and available. Here comes Clark with the effort for Arnett! 3-0!
Yeah, he baked a cake, Arnett Gardens, and then invited Steve Clark to put a cherry on top. Clever finish, allowed the ball to bounce, and then rifled it outside of the right foot, bending away from the goalkeeper, bending to the goalkeeper's left. And yeah, Harbourview were knocked out before. And their prone body just stepped on again by Arnett Gardens for good measure. Fabian Reed with the assist, and look at this. Bang! Not saving those.
Steve Clark.
Man down for Arnett Gardens. As the fans troop out of the compound. I'm sure most of them are Harbourview supporters. I see some in red and black though, so maybe the Arnett Gardens fans have seen enough, Lance.
Yeah.
And saying, all right, we'll take 3 and go home happy.
Yeah, and they have some ways to get to Trenchtown if that's where they reside.
Yeah.
So both Kemal Malcolm and Steve Clark get their first goals of the season tonight. Paul Wilson gets his second. And Arnett have roughed up Harbourview once again.
I tell you what, it was Ricardo Oldham, the captain, who went down. From a neutral's perspective, this has been a very good game of football. But I can understand the Harbourview fans leaving with a bitter taste in their mouth.
Yeah. Tough defeat this is going to be for Harbourview, who looked competitive in the first half. But things fell apart for them in the second half after the Paul Wilson bullet strike from distance with the right boot gave Arnett the confidence and the momentum to push for a victory. And they're now by 3 goals, surging towards what will be their 4th win of the season. And they will, with this result, displace Harbourview in 5th spot and squeeze Cavalier out of the playoff position that they started tonight with. So Anglin and Edwards. Anglin, only 18 years old, making Edwards know that he's not afraid of him. So he responds to the aggression. Referee Okito Nicholson has seen enough, and Arnett have delivered a painful blow here to Harbourview. And 3.5 years, no Harbourview victories against Arnett Gardens. That trend stretches, and the winless streak against Arnett Gardens now stretches to 10 games. So Arnett in ecstasy. Harbourview devastated. 3-0 strikes by Wilson, Malcolm and Clark. We'll be back in a moment with a recap and the post-match show.
Mr. One bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing and tender. Red stripe, watch out. Man, shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him marathon boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah, yo.
So Arnett Gardens coming to the Harbourview Mini Stadium and delivering a 3-0 whipping on Harbourview here, and stretching their unbeaten record against Harbourview to 10 games and 3.5 years. Here's Paul Wilson with a strike from distance. The tall Akeem Smith, 6 feet 7 inches. If he was 7 feet tall, I don't think he would have gotten to that one. What a strike from Paul Wilson. Second goal of the season for the former Portmore Cavalier and Harrisburg City Islanders man. Here's the build-up. Malcolm with a pass, finding Reed. Reed gets back to Malcolm, who is on spot to deliver the header, and scores his first goal of the season. Kamal Malcolm. This is 2-0 now for Arnett Gardens, and the Junglists are hot here at the Harbourview Mini Stadium. There would be a third goal. Clark heading on, takes the delivery from the right from Fabian Reed and punches the ball right-footed past Akeem Smith, who is helpless, as Steve Clark gets his first goal of the season and third Arnett goal of the night. Dominant performance by Arnett Gardens in the end. They had 15 attempts at goal, 3 of them on target, and all 3 scored. 4 yellow cards in the match, 3 of them to Arnett players who had more ball possession at 58%. So all round, statistically, Arnett on top of Harbourview tonight in a very, very solid way. And George Davis is with man of the match, Paul Wilson.
All right, thank you, Lance. So I'm here with the man of the match, Paul Wilson, the scorer of the opening goal for Arnett Gardens. Paul, this trophy is yours. Tell me about the game.
In the first half, we were a bit flat, you know what I mean? And when we went to the changing room, the coach said that we need to come out and fight, and that's what we did.
Your goal was a thing of beauty. This is it. Tell me about it.
From Ricardo, the captain, pick up the ball. I find space and I asked him first. I said, Ricky, and Ricky played inside. And then from I get it, I decided that I'm going to shoot because I get space. So, and coach been telling me that, listen, you need to shoot. If you don't shoot, you cannot score.
One of your finest displays in the Arnett Gardens shirt. Congratulations, all the best for the future.
Thanks a lot.
Paul Wilson there, our man of the match, scored a belter to open the scoring. Walking into the shot now is Gregory Barkley, the Harbourview coach. Coach, you must be disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed. I don't think we did a very poor display this evening, especially defensively. We were extremely poor. We were too slow towards the ball, and after that we just created 2 spaces. We just sit back, gave Arnett too much space inside, both in midfield and in our defensive area, and they just take the opportunities and they scored. They scored a brilliant first goal, but I think by far the number 10 player got too much space and no pressure at all. He took off a good shot.
All right, well, we wish you best of luck the next time, and we hope you can pick up the boys from this defeat.
I'm hoping that we'll just turn around and just pick up the pieces and give a better performance in the next game.
All right, Greg, thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Gregory Bartlett there, the coach of the Harbourview team, understandably disappointed. Walking into the shot with me now is a man who has different emotions going on, Alex Thomas. Alex, 3-0, 3 good goals, a very good second team goal, another good goal, a team goal for the third one, and then Paul Wilson strike to start off with golf.
As I said before, you know, we did a lot of work because we see what was plaguing us all season. And we did a lot of work for this game, working in and around the box, and that's what we get tonight. And hats off to the players, and I praise my team tonight.
There was a fluency tonight that was absent 7 days ago when you were at home against Dunbeholden. What did you do in the intervening period?
To be honest, this is how we practice every day. You know, ball position, keep the ball. And we know what the guys have in them, and they deliver tonight. They execute well, and that's up again. Keep working, and more to come.
So you go back to your lab now and plan for Cavalier on Sunday?
Definitely, that's the word. We're ready.
Congratulations.
Thanks again.
Alex Thomas there, the coach of the Arnett Gardens team. So at Harborview's mini stadium, the compound, if you may, 3 nice goals in every respect. Well, the first one, I'd be understating it if I said it was only nice. It was a belter from Paul Wilson, sure to be in a top 10 so far this season. Kemal Malcolm and Fabian Reed then combined for a tremendous second, and Steve Clark came on to effectively kick a Harborview corpse after the good build-up play between himself and Fabian Reed for 3-0. Arnett Gardens running out winners. What about this game coming up on Sunday? That's November 17, 7:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. Cavalier at home to Arnett Gardens. It's gonna be on Sportsmax too. What about the Champions Cup on Sportsmax? Clarendon College and the Cornwall College, a rematch of the Costa Cup final, live Saturday 3:30 p.m. for those in Jamaica, 4:30 p.m. for those outside. And the Champions Cup again, the clash of the colleges, KCJC, say nothing more except to say Saturday 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. What a fantastic evening. The temperature was good, the field soft enough, the atmosphere just good. Good football was in the offing, good football we got, except if you're a Harborview supporter, your team went home losing 3-0.
Red stripe, Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watch out. Man shall I be the forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run the marathon boy. The bush and the bang the champion boy fan. Now man I do my songsters boy. Red stripe.